Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from KeyboardImprov.com, and thank you for joining me for my journey through the real book, number 90. And I really hope it's yours too, going through these tunes and trying them out, even if you can just play the melody or just go through the chords of a tune. You don't have to play these great arrangements on every single tune if you're not ready for that, but it's good to get to know the repertoire. So even if you just play this melody. Matter of fact, by playing just the melody alone, we see things that we don't usually see. So for instance, if we're playing these chords, sometimes we're so focused on, okay, there's a pedal tone and it's D flat major 7, but with an F in the bass. And then it goes to what? C minor 7 with F in the bass. Oh, that's a cool chord. And then, okay, G flat major 7 to finally resolves to just a plain old F minor. You know, we're so preoccupied with the harmonies sometimes that we don't even hear these simple relationships. I mean, that's a pure motivic relationship. It's just a melodic sequence, like Mary Had a Little Lamb or something. It's just very simple, almost like I was saying, like a little a children's song or something. And that's one of the things that makes Chick so great, is that he has these very simple melodies sometimes that sound more complex because of the chords underneath. You know, tunes like Spain, they're just sometimes just a scale going up, right? I'd like to point out two things about this tune, which was written in the 70s, and it's classic Chick Corea. First thing is his melodic, the rhythms he uses are so varied. You know, he does this, right in tempo, 3/4, but then later on, you know, he expands it to this bigger leap. And that's in measure, the third line, F minor 7th. But he also has this 4 quarter notes over 3 kind of thing, and that's developed later with this, like a 1, 2, 3. And then goes right back to more of a 3 feel. Just changing up the melodies, these sequences up here. Beautiful how he has these things that lock into the rhythm and then they just float after that. And we can use that when we're improvising too, or writing our own tunes. The other thing is it really combines a lot of the harmonic vocabulary that makes Chick Corea in this one tune. It's an overlooked tune. It's one of the best in the real book. So he has these floating harmonies over the F pedal. And then it resolves. Those kind of things. He also has traditional 2/5s, like I just played. Just 2/5s. Just like in a Dizzy Gillespie tune or something. But then he does something that really comes from, in a sense, classical music. What happened was composers, really starting with Beethoven, and you could even argue much earlier than that too, started getting away from this circle of 4th motion and using these relations by thirds. And it really became prominent with the Impressionists and Ravel in the 20th century when composers were trying to avoid stating one tonal center at one point. And Chick does this a lot. In the second line here, these are related by thirds. F sharp, A, C, E. Then in the next line, E, up to G minor, minor 3rd, up another minor 3rd to B flat minor 6, up another minor 3rd to D flat minor 7 flat 5, and then he continues it up a half step, and down a minor 3rd, then he's just using his ear. But Chick will do that often. Crystal Silence goes by 5ths, this goes by minor 3rds, just like you can with 4ths, which is a little more traditional sounding. So it's a great tune. Like I said, it's one of the overlooked tunes in the real book, often overlooked tunes in the real book, but it's great. And let's just see. I'm just going to start right off and see if, well, see what happens, really. it's funny because when I was in high school, Chick Corea was one of the first jazz pianists I just really fell in love with the music of. And I listened to him pretty much constantly for a few years at least. And then, you sort of branch out, you get more into Herbie for a while, maybe some old stride piano. Keep coming back to Chick here and there. By the way, his album, The Mad Hatter, is probably one of my top 3 albums of all time. But particularly when you go through a period where you listen to a composer or a pianist intensively for a couple of years, whether it's in high school or even later on in life, it sinks in so that a lot of those rhythms just come out naturally. Because it's been absorbed. You can do that too. Just pick someone and stay, focus on them for a while. It really helps. Thanks for being here. Check out KeyboardImprov.com if you want to start my video course. I've got about 370 videos at this point. The main thing is that they take you step by step from one point to another. I think one of the last things we need in this internet age with all this information is just more stuff we think we have to learn. So I really try to take you from point A to B in a stepwise way while giving you all the stuff you really need. I also do Skype lessons. If you're interested, email me at Drotos@KeyboardImprov.com. Thanks for being here, and we're onward to some bebop in number 91. 2 in a row. Dexterity, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie's Disney Atmosphere. See you then.